Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Mayzanne Ricketts, founder of CTS Academy, and this is the future of education. So on our agenda for today, we have Meet the Principal, our mission, values, and culture, ethics and guidelines, safety guide, admissions, curriculum guide, the extracurricular activities, scheduling and reporting, and last but definitely not least, registration. Meet the Principal. So my name is Mayzanne Ricketts and I am principal, head educator, and I'm super thrilled to share my 17 plus years of experience in that area as a mentor, as an educator, and as a program creator for our youth. Now, with a bachelor's degree in French studies and a certificate of bilingualism, I am certain that your child will see a radical improvement in their development over the course of the year. Now, I've got a tireless passion to help shape our future leaders, and as a leader in education, we're really held to a higher standard. And honestly, I take great pride in fulfilling my duty to deliver the best quality education to all. So together, I am confident that we will help your child discover their brilliance within. So our mission here at Ctsa Academy is to reignite that wonder of learning by creating opportunities. So we really pride ourselves in providing the most abundant and vast selection of options for our youth so that they see that there are a lot of options. There's not just one avenue to take when they finish high school or grad school or whatever path they decide to go down. We want to make sure that they feel confident in the decisions that they're making when they're older by showing them that there are opportunities and there are options when they're younger. And that's really why we started with the one class at the JK, SK, and grade 1 level. So in terms of our values here at Ctsa Academy, there are 3 core values that we follow. So that's the quality of instruction, our innovation, and the pure artistic development. So the quality of instruction is the fact that our educators take that extra time and take that extra care to listen and respond to the needs of each of our learners. So our small class sizes actually provide us with that unique opportunity to teach the value of both collaboration and independent development. Okay, and innovation is very important to us. So each of our lessons are specially curated to explore multiple learning styles. So we follow VARC, so visual, audio, reading and writing, and kinesthetic. We incorporate all 4 areas into each of our lessons. And then we also incorporate that practical component. Okay, so it's important that they have a clear illustration of the value of what they're learning and how it pertains to their everyday life. Okay, and pure artistic development is super important. It's an excellent way to go over and above the academic framework that we have. That's where we can encourage our Rocketeers to express themselves through the arts and fuel their imagination. So we structure play-based activities to promote that growth. Now, in terms of our culture here at Ctsa Academy, we are daring, we are spirited, we are imaginative, and we are absolutely traditional. So we're daring in the sense that we are creating new methods of teaching and of learning. And this is outside of the given Canadian curriculum. So we're actually pushing the envelope, we're questioning the norm, and we're actually creating a new norm so that our future leaders know that there is an abundance of opportunities, and there is no such thing as impossible. We're spirited in the sense that we have a very strong sense of family and community. We come together and we proudly declare our beliefs and values in both our actions and our words. And we really try and teach our future leaders, because we have the small class sizes, we want to show them that every single person's actions impacts the other. So if one person does fantastic, everyone is going to feel that everyone's going to be able to celebrate because that one person did great. So one person's strength is everyone's strength. That's really the motto here, and that's really what we're going to be promoting in our classrooms. We are imaginative as well, because through the arts, science, and play, we encourage our Rocketeers to explore their imagination and create without limitations. So traditional because we're very, very firmly rooted in the strength of our faith and our history. And we lean on etiquette and manners and emotional growth to develop and fortify our core values and beliefs. Now, in terms of passing down traditions, like if you think about your own families and why you've become such a fantastic parent in the first place, it's probably because of your parents' traditions, or there's something about the firmness and the manners and the decency and the respect that your parents passed down to you, and that's really the traditions that we want to encourage and promote in a very healthy and nurturing way in our classrooms. Now, just to go over our guidelines and ethics here at Capture the Star Academy, so that's taking a closer look at our faith, conduct, academics, and athletics. So we are founded in faith, and we make it a priority to teach our future leaders about love and strength through Christ. So we show how prayer is alive in our actions every day, as opposed to just keeping it to paper or keeping it to discussion. We show that religion is a lived action. It's something that is alive and well in what we do and how we treat others. So conduct is a combination of attire and mannerisms. Now, at the open house yesterday, we had a healthy discussion about attire and what we're looking to have our Rocketeers wear. Now, we hadn't had our uniforms aligned for September, but we are going to be working on it, and we'll get back to you about that firmly within a week's time. So around August 22nd, you'll have all the information you need for uniforms. So initially, we weren't going to have our uniforms prepared for September. We were going to introduce uniforms in the fall of 2021. However, we're looking to accelerate that process and get it going for this year, because we're really, really excited and everyone's on board with it. We're going to go ahead and move forward with our uniforms for this year. Okay, and we promote a very safe and welcoming environment, of course, for all of our students. Academics, of course, are central to our curriculum. We support and nurture our future leaders using various audio, visual, and kinesthetic activities. So as I mentioned earlier, we use VARC, so the visual, audio, reading and writing, and kinesthetic, and we incorporate all four into each one of our academic areas, or this area of study that day. Okay, and athletics help develop an overall happy learning experience. So we practice team activities, we teach sportsmanship, health, and wellness throughout the year, and actually every day we take the last 20 to 30 minutes to take our Rocketeers outside and have an organized game. Really finish the day off on a high note to ensure that they get the wholesome learning experience. Can't forget that they're kids, they've got a lot of energy to burn, so we want to make sure that we incorporate that daily into our activities. And for our safety guide, so that means the mandatory masks, the temperature checks, and our sanitation stations. So our mandatory masks, of course, Mississauga is mask mandated, so anyone under the grade 4, so these our Rocketeers that will be entering in September, do not need to wear a mask. However, all educators, myself included, and the other educator that will be supporting in the classroom will be wearing masks. We are looking to invest in masks with plexiglass over the mouthpiece, so at least they can see our wonderful smiles, and when we're trying to help them with pronunciation and phonics, they can actually see our lips moving. So we're hoping to get those masks in right on time for our September 14th start date. Now, the temperature checks, we will have a first aid kit, of course, in the classroom, and we will do regular temperature checks just to make sure that there are no illnesses. We want to monitor and detect if there is anything that is offbeat with our Rocketeers. Sanitation stations, so we'll be conducting hourly cleaning and regular hand washing for all of our educators and students. So in terms of admissions now, so that means we're looking at. Now let's have a look at our curriculum guide. So this is the comprehensive learning experience. So this is where we're going to deliver that high quality, the highest quality education for our future leaders. Now here at Capture the Star Academy, we work with 3 educational pillars. So we're founded in 3 educational pillars: discovery, script, and life. So I'll just give you an example so you understand how we incorporate this into our lessons. So if we're talking about or trying to teach addition and subtraction, I would lay out 5 blocks on the mat and ask one of our future leaders to take away 1 block, and ask another one of our future leaders to now count how many blocks are on the mat. Okay? And that's a nice interactive way of showing them how to subtract. Okay? Script, we would actually take all that information that we learned and put it on the whiteboard. So we would draw blocks and remove one and find out how many blocks we have left. We do it with pictures, and then we use actual numbers. We would do 5, subtract 1 equals 4. So that's how we do it with script. And then for life, we incorporate it, and we always try and bring that practicality back to all of our lessons. So in terms of adding and subtracting, why would a 4-year-old need to know about addition and subtraction? Simple. When you're working with your parents, if they ask you to set the table, and let's say 2 of your cousins are going to be joining, you need to add 2 more sets, plates, knives, and forks to the table. Or if your parents say that you need to give away 3 cars, how many cars are you going to have left? Simple subtraction. So we try and bring it back to their everyday life so that it makes sense to them. And not only that, it helps to solidify the lesson, and they will use these skills in future because they actually understand the concept of or why they're doing it. Give them the reason why, and you're definitely going to see better results long term. Okay. So let's start exploring the academics. So these are the topics that we're going to be covering for the year of 2020 and 2021. That's math, science, agriculture, language arts, French studies, geography, culture, and of course the arts. So math, we're really looking at the numeracy, the patterning, and the place value, and that'll be over the course of the year. Place value always seems to give our students a bit of trouble in the older grades, so I thought to introduce it at a younger age. You know, second time around they see it, it'll be that much easier. So we'll be introducing it very much at a high level. Okay. Science, physics, we're going to be looking at pulleys, we're going to be making some rubber band cars, do a lot of little science experiments in that regard so that they understand how things work. Ecology, looking at the world around us, going for some walks, checking out the different trees, looking at the seasons changing, coming back and discovering the proper names for these trees, the proper names for the leaves, and that sort of thing. And then for chemistry, I am a self-proclaimed scientist, if you didn't know, but no, we're going to be doing a lot of science, little science experiments in the classroom, and give our students an opportunity to show what happens in a chemical reaction using household items. Okay. And then for agriculture, this is not something that's currently available in the Canadian curriculum, so we wanted to incorporate it so that our future leaders understand about cultivation and harvest, okay, of plants and livestock. Of course, we don't have any livestock here at Capture the Star Academy, not yet anyways, but we will be talking a lot about the cultivation and harvest of plants. Okay. And then for language arts, that's literature, phonetics, and linguistics. Okay, and that will be in English. And then French education is going to be vocabulary building, literature, and a lot of it's going to be through song and dance. Okay, When it comes to French education in terms of the written portion, we're not going to touch the written side of things until mastery of the English language is achieved. Well, I mean, they're not going to master the entire English language, but at least mastery of those sight words, mastery of reading, and mastery of writing at their level is achieved, and then we will introduce the phonetics and the writing in the French education. Okay, so geography, we want to ensure to show our little learners the 7 continents, and the major islands, because a lot of us have a West Indian or an island, our parents are from one of the islands, so we have that background. We want to make sure that they can identify that on the map and really identify with themselves if that's the case. So that's where we're going to incorporate, or that's why we're going to incorporate that into our geography component. And then there's a focus, of course, on Canada and understanding the different provinces, different cities, the capitals of each of the provinces and whatnot. Okay, and culture, we're really going to be exploring inventors and the origins of cultural traditions. Now, in terms of like the inventors, we really want to explore our culture in a positive light. So showing inventors and what we've done for society to progress in society is a very good start, especially for little learners to show, hey, I can make a difference. If they've made a difference, I know I can make a difference too. Okay. And then arts, music, dance, drama. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is really giving our little learners a chance to express themselves and show us what they're made of, and to contribute artistically and really grow that imagination in class. And now let's have a look at the 2020-2021 academic year. So high level, what we're going to be doing from September right through to June of 2021. September the theme is self-expression. So this is Artists in the Classroom. We have a start date of September 14th. This month, we allow our students to really integrate. We're giving them the space, we're showing them that it's a safe space, and we're allowing them to express themselves. We're still going to be covering all the academics, but we're going to have a focus on self-expression. In October, it is the harvest month, and we're actually going to visit one of our local farms. In November, it's all about community, and that's where we will visit a fire hall, or we can have one of or a couple of our local heroes come with the fire truck and conduct a couple of activities here at the center. So in December now, we're talking all about traditions, and we will have a specialist come in that will show us about etiquette, and a baking artist also in the classroom. And this is going to be in the month of December, and we're going to finish off the month of December with our Christmas concerts. Now in January, after eating all of those sweets in December over the holidays and for the new year, we're definitely going to have to focus on health and wellness. Okay, and then we'll have a nurse come into the classroom and tell us all about her job. So in February now, we're going to be talking about the world around us, So now let's take a look at the extracurricular activities. So that's cognitive, and here are a few other extracurricular activities that will be held throughout the year. So Artists in the Classroom, that's the first guest speaker that will be coming in September, and that's where they're going to come in and share their drawing tips and tricks, and they're going to promote that creative environment, especially since September is all about self-expression. Those activities are going to help with not only building a safe and welcoming environment and promoting individuality, it's also going to be engaging. It's going to help with the motor skills. It's going to help with observation. It's going to help with problem solving. It's going to help with collaboration with your peers, because at some point or another we will have to collaborate when the artist comes into the classroom, So there's a lot of different life skills that they will be learning with the guest speaker, or when the guest speaker comes in and supports us. So for super scientists, this is going to be a series of simple chemical reactions or chemical experiments that we will be conducting throughout the year during science class. It's not always going to be an experiment. It's not always going to be a physical project either. However, we will be incorporating that often enough in our classrooms. We actually did have a segment as well for Super Scientists. We had 8 episodes of Super Scientists. So again, over a series of 2 months, we had 1 episode every single week sharing different chemical reactions, and we shared that on YouTube. And of course, dance. Dance is one of the best ways, one of the most creative ways to express yourself. And it also improves physical wellness, coordination, mobility, collaboration with peers. There's just a wealth of knowledge in this simple art, and we want to make sure that we incorporate it once a week at least. Guaranteed it's going to be more, because I love to make sure that or keep our little learners moving, and this is one of the simple ways to bring everyone together. So now heading into one of my personal favorites, French education. So we're providing a very, very rich French environment by sharing stories through song, dance, and a variety of group activities. Now our class leaders were both fully bilingual and skilled in teaching French as a second language. Okay, so the written component, as we kind of shared earlier, the written component of the French activities will only be introduced in the second half of the school year, because we want to make sure that we have a very, very strong English reading and writing foundation first. So just to give you an overview of the Rocketeers' daily schedule, we start every single day with prayer, followed by gratitude. We sing the O Canada, and then we review our schedule for the day. Okay? We head into our academics pillar. So the first academic pillar, we'll do 2 subjects per day. Okay? And the weekly schedule would be something like on Monday and Thursdays, you would have language and science. On Tuesdays and Fridays, you would have geography and math. And then on Wednesdays, you would have music and drama, for example. Okay, so our second academic or our first academic pillar, we cover the academic areas or areas of study in 3 sections. Okay, so that's lesson, group activity, and independent work. And you really have to bear in mind those 3 educational pillars that we talked about. So that is life, discovery, and script. Okay, so those are the foundational pillars on which we build these 3 sections of our academic area of study. Okay, so there's 2 academic areas or sections for the day. So after our first academic section, we take a 15-minute break, nutrition break. Second academic section, we break it down into the 3 levels as well: lesson, group activity, independent work. And then we take another 15-minute break, and then the third pillar of the day, or the third hour there, is where we do a group activity or an activity where we're working as a group for the last 30 minutes or so, and that's where we get the physical fitness in. But the first 30 minutes, we're going to do an activity that relates to one of the 2 subjects that were learned that day. Okay. Now, in terms of reporting, we will have both online and hard copies of reporting available. So in terms of communication, we really pride ourselves on bridging that gap between home and school and learning those new methods of corresponding. Okay, so we're going to be using an application. The application is called Hi Mama, and that's for daily reporting, and it's also going to give you an opportunity to have that instant communication with your educator. Okay, so a standardized report card will be shared twice a year. It's going to illustrate your child's progress and the development over the course of the year. So we're going to offer it as an e-copy, and a hard copy will be sent home with your future leader. So that's all the information that we have for you today. We really want to thank you for taking the time to review Capture the Star Academy and see if it is a right fit for your future leader. We hope to have answered any questions you may have had about our curriculum, and we hope to have added value to your thought process in considering Capture the Star Academy as your child's school. If you have any questions, please do keep in touch. Send us an email, give us a call. We would be more than happy to answer your questions. My name is Mayzen Ricketts. I'm founder of Capture the Star Academy, and together we will help your child discover their brilliance within.